All new tonight, we all have our gripes about Hawaii's drivers and driving conditions. This evening, a new national ranking says we are actually the worst.
Hawaii is the lowest ranked state in the nation for our high fuel costs, congestion, and road quality. But our Raquel Kahlo says the state transportation department is working to change that.
Wallet Hub ranked Hawaii as the worst state to drive in the country, citing more than 30 factors such as gas prices, congestion, and road quality.
The Hawaii Department of Transportation says the data doesn't fully reflect recent improvements.
From 2022 onward to 2026, today, we've consistently been improving in the safety and the road quality and congestion. And we do have a lot of projects to try to continue that trend.
HDOT official Shelly Kunishige points to long-term construction projects, including work along the H1 corridor aimed at easing traffic and improving infrastructure.
We ranked 43 in 2022 for traffic and infrastructure. This year, we ranked 39. So we're going to continue the initiatives to get that score up. We're finishing up our Salt Lake rehabilitation, which rehabilitates H1 in both directions near Salt Lake Boulevard.
Wallet Hub also ranked Hawaii 49th in vehicle ownership and maintenance cost. Only California ranked worse.
It's very telling when they talk about vehicle ownership and accessibility to maintenance, that those are things that we don't really have control over.
The study lists Hawaii as having the second highest gas price in the country. On Tuesday, AAA put Hawaii's average at $4.41 for a gallon of regular, about $1.60 above the national average. Raquel Kahlo for Hawaii News Now.